Hello, welcome to the top 5 for the week of, what week is it?
February 11th.
February 11th, 2016. I'm Rainey Knutson.
I'm Christina Reese.
Nice week this week, I think.
Yeah. We're gonna take a little trip across Texas this week, so come with us.
Number 5 at the Pig and Pony in Austin. Ben Jurgensen, I'm assuming it's Jurgensen, and Jenny Ottinger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's Ottinger. It's a little house gallery,
It's
and
a
they
house gallery.
pair two artists, supposedly one from a center and one not from a center. Hard to tell who's the center and who's the not center in this pairing, but
No, he's East Coast. She's definitely West Coast. She's Bay Area. Jenny Ottinger. So
I love, he makes constructions. I love an artist who has great photography on his website. God bless his soul.
yeah, his website's great.
And I like the work too, very much.
I do too. And he puts things together, and the transformation is either in the way he puts the things together. Most of them are not on the wall; they're on the floor, or they use the architecture of the space. Sometimes he kind of makes them monochromatic.
He's a sculptor.
He's definitely a sculptor, a full-blown
Yes.
sculptor. Jenny Ottinger is mainly a painter. She does do sculpture, but I think this is mostly going to be her 2D stuff, her oil on canvas. These are kind of narrative vignette type paintings. They seem to deal with groups or clubs or kind of reminiscent, kind of nostalgia, high school, club, college kind of scenes. But there's a lot of weird dread and menace to me in these.
There's a lot of naked men.
There's a lot of naked men. There seems to be something really bad is about to happen in a lot of them. And
See, I think it's mostly funny, where like the naked men trust fall amidst taxidermy heads, or like the naked guy cheerleader lift at the football game.
Ooh, see, the way I'm reading the paintings is that there's something pretty bad and violent is about to happen.
You're projecting.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't think so. I think in this case, I've got her number.
Number 4, Juyoung. Is it Choi? Is it Cho? We're not sure.
We've heard it both ways.
We've heard it both ways at Anya Tish Gallery. The show's called Paracosmic Alchemy.
Mm-hmm. She's had a kind of a big 16 months or so. I've seen her name again and again. Yeah.
Not only on Glass Tire, but on the local Houston Fox News affiliate. I love sharing content with Fox News. Juyoung is from Korea, native Korean, who was adopted by a family in, I think, New Hampshire, actually. And she does a lot of very autobiographical work about that, about her adoption and her growing up. And she has created this entire imaginary land called Cosmic Womb. And there are characters, and there's a queen, and there are puppets, and she makes videos. And then she also makes these 2D paintings, which will probably be most of the work in the show, although I bet there might be some videos too. And the paintings, when I saw them at Lawndale, there was a series that had the colorful plastic refrigerator letters that you had when you were a little kid.
Right.
And I was just like, yeah. And yet, something worked in the wrongness of these paintings and materials. But I still think it's uneven. I'm really looking forward to seeing this new body of work and see where she's going, because she's an interesting artist.
Her commitment to this, this kind of myth building of her own biographies, it's interesting. And
I think when it's good, it transcends the imaginary world, and if you don't have all the backstory, it doesn't matter in the case of visual art.
But generally, the more specific and personal you get, the more universal it becomes.
Exactly. Number 3 is Alice Santoro at Jean Binder Not Binder in Marfa. Alice Santoro is an artist that she's in her sort of mid-40s. You may know her from it's called Sonic Fabric, where she has taken old cassette digital tape and woven it into actual fabric with a friend of hers. It's been featured, it's a sound sort of TED Talk. It's because it is. It's been featured on the Today Show. It's been featured in Wired Magazine. And when you rub a certain type of hacked Walkman player over it, it makes a noise. What is interesting about her is her very, very deep commitment to experimental sound work from the 60s and 70s. She's got a BS in biology and then a graduate certificate in scientific illustration from RISD. She's not a BFA or MFA. She really comes from this science background. And a lot of her work draws upon this historical experimental music stuff. The Source magazines that people might know from the 60s is where she comes from.
Number 2 this week is the 30th anniversary at Barry Whistler Gallery in Dallas. And this is the last show he's going to have at his long-term space in Deep Ellum. He's moving to the Design District, or I would say sort of the old Design District, the old original Design District.
How many death knells of Deep Ellum have we had now?
Oh my gosh. So this show obviously is just going to be a giant greatest hits extravaganza. There'll be new work in this show by Tom Orr, Ann Stoutberg, John Pomara, Linnea Glatt. You'll see, of course, Allison Smith and Daryl Lauster and Lawrence Lee and John Wilcox. And, you know, this is just Leslie Wilkes. I mean, Barry has shown them all. And it should just be a super solid, you know,
it's gonna be a fun night out.
Yeah, it'll be a big night. And then he'll reopen, I think it's going to be in April.
And our number 1 for this week, Texas Draws 4 at the Southwest School of Art in San Antonio. It's a group show. We're picking a group show, but it's a really good one.
Yeah, it's drawing from all over Texas.
This is the 4th edition.
Okay.
The list of artists is so strong, and you know it's going to be a really solid show. I'm particularly interested to see Kent Dorn's drawings. This is Kent Dorn, like mostly known for these thick impasto paintings. I did a studio visit with him a few years ago, and he was working on this massive drawing, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not ready," you know. It was stunning, and I bet that's going to be in the show. There are many great artists in this show. It's going to be a good one. Okay. What are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to be in Austin for Mark Mothersbaugh. Of course. I'm so excited. I'm going to see him on Friday. Brandon Zeck is going. Yes, that's not bad.
I'm going to San Diego for a family trip, but I am going to go downtown to the NCASD space, their old baggage claim space at the train tracks in downtown San Diego. They've got several installations, including Robert Irwin.
You're going to have good weather, although it's going to be really warm here, too, so it's not like...
It's true.
It's not like you're making an escape, because it's all the same.
But global warming is not true, and you'd be a fool and a communist to believe that it is.
Go see some art.
Go see some art.